face of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Back at Guv Fuller Field for the first time since opening night. Another West Division matchup. This time, it's the Wareham Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores. Welcome on into the leadoff spot with Jack Hunter, Amanda Foster in just a moment. I'm Aiden Blank. Finally ran out of some luck last night. Gatemen lose 4-3. Good opportunity to take one, but they fall just short to Hyannis. And now they keep the West Division schedule rolling. They're back in Falmouth trying to win their second of the season at Guv Fuller Field.
Yeah, talking with some of the guys after the game and listening to some of Amanda's interviews, it's one of those games where you just got to flush it. Two evenly matched teams coming down to the wire, and sometimes it doesn't go your way, and it didn't last night for the Gatemen. But a great opportunity to bounce back today against another team that's struggled, especially at home this year in the Falmouth Commodores, their pitching staff. You look at the road and home splits, it's tremendous. So a good opportunity to bounce back tonight.
Last time the Gatemen were here, they won 11-10 despite a ferocious Falmouth rally late. Very different roster, though. The second time this season that we can talk about this big roster dump, and with that comes a lot of roster additions. We're going to get to see Grant Hussey for the first time tonight.
Yeah, it's sad and happy at the same time. It's bittersweet because you look back at that opening day versus Falmouth, and a lot of the guys that made the contributions in that game are unfortunately no longer with us, but you got some new faces in that had great, tremendous spring season, and excited to see what they can do get into the roster tonight.
Well, let's get right into it. Here's Amanda with Ryan Smyth.
Joined now by Ryan Smyth here on the Manager's Show, and Coach Nick McLean hit his second home run in 4 games last night. What have you seen from him so far this season?
He's just relaxed. He's having fun. He got off to a good start, and that's always it's always a good thing out here. It's hard to hit, so you get that first one off the board real quick, and it's kind of smooth sailing from there.
Oh, and here you played Falmouth on opening day, and you won 11-10. A lot of roster changes, but you guys still have a lot of power in your bat. Should we expect that high of a score again today, do you think?
I don't know. It gets tougher as you play each other, once, twice. You kind of learn what guys have. And, yes, there's a lot of changes in the rosters, but you know the tendencies and what guys are trying to do. So I think it'll be, hopefully, a little bit more of a lower scoring game, especially on their side. Maybe ours to stay at 11, but we'll see how it goes.
And recently, at least in the last few games, it seems like you've been attempting maybe a little bit more of a small ball approach, having guys take bunts or at least show bunts at the plate. Can you walk me through kind of what that strategy is like?
Just trying to play the game. Anytime you have the opportunity to put guys in good positions to hit, it makes it a little bit easier out here. Anytime you have an opportunity to score a run any which way you can. The more guys we get in scoring position, the better chances we have scoring runs.
Oh, and it seems like the team as a whole is very loose, has a lot of fun together. Have you noticed any guys that have big jokester personalities in the dugout at all?
Stewart's a big jokester. He's always got a smile on his face. Glancy's kind of a silent assassin. He don't say a whole lot, but when he does, it's normally pretty funny. But no, for the most part, we got a great group of guys. Even the guys that have been here, with the new guys coming in, they've kind of, got them right up to par, if you want to say. And I think the new guys are going to have a lot of fun here.
Great, thank you. Joined now by Yadi Hernandez, and Yadi, you're catching for Jonathan Bautista now for the second time this season. So what's it been like developing that chemistry with him?
Most of it's just knowing the pitches, where he wanted, how's it going, everything about his pitches, what he thinks, how he feels about it. And most of the time, our adjustment today is just keeping everything in the zone because all his pitches move a lot. So today, to be honest, his plan is just going to throw everything right down the middle. He has, as you see last night, throwing like 97, something like that. So he has the speed, he has the stuff, just more strikes, honestly. But probably just say everything middle and just go from there. So.
Well, and you have a teammate from Seton Hall here, Danny Frontera. You caught for him when he pitched against Bourne, and he had an extremely good game. What's it like having a familiar face here on the Cape?
Oh my God, it makes it so much easier. I mean, just makes you comfortable because I be with him. This is my second summer again with him. It's just a blessing. He's a great guy, great kid. It makes everything just more comfortable, more easy. So for sure, it's awesome.
What's it been like on the Cape overall for you?
Oh my God, amazing! It's a dream come true. Something I've been dreaming about, thinking about since I got to college. I wrote down one of my goals. I remember, and then look, I'm here and just living a dream, to be honest. So.
And you're related to the Molina brothers. Can you talk to me about what that relationship has been like for you as you've grown up and played baseball?
It's awesome, man. I talk to Benji Molina most of the time. A lot of the time. He gives me a lot more like mental stuff. like, listen, keep going, stay strong. Like, I could do it. All that little, like, belief and confidence that I need. So it's awesome. It's a blessing for sure.
Have you been able to talk to any of them recently? Have they been able to give you any advice?
Well, most of the time, last time I talked to Benji was during the season, just telling him to keep in touch, communicating. I sent a message to him. He read it and all. Before I got to the Cape, just letting him know. I would like communicating, let him know everything about what's going on because they're great help, honestly. So
great, thank you. Good luck today.
Thank you.
We roll along with the leadoff spot from Guv Fuller Field ahead of Falmouth and Wareham. As usual, 5-game slate tonight. Who are you looking at?
I'm looking at Hyannis and Katuitt, two pretty hot teams in the West now, first and second in our division. Katuitt is off to just a red-hot start this year. They have been in fuego. And then you look at Hyannis, a really solid team. We saw him last night, and Jamie Arnold gets to start for Hyannis, and he's been the best relief pitcher in the league this year. Wareham saw him in the second game of the year, and he was unhittable.
Well, you mentioned Katuitt. Last night they beat Bourne, a very good Bourne team that is far better than their record would state. And that Bourne team plays tomorrow's opponent for Wareham, the YD Red Sox, who have the best offense in the league. So a very good matchup there again. Maybe not from a record standpoint, but from a pure talent standpoint. A lot of great players on that field tonight. Should be a good matchup. Let's roll along as we continue from Guv Fuller Field.
I'm joined now by Grant Hussey. And Grant, it's your first day here on the Cape, first day with Wareham, and you're going to get the start. Just what are your emotions right now?
It's always a dream to come to the Cape and play, so finally get to fulfill it.
When we talked about, you just drove in part of the way here today, part of the way yesterday. So how are you feeling physically about everything right now?
Good. Drive always takes a little out of your body, but takes you back to the travel ball days where you're just driving 10 hours and going to play a game at 8 in the morning.
Oh, and you had a successful season at West Virginia, 14 home runs. So how are you going to try to bring that into the Cape this summer?
Just play baseball. Just try to get better while I'm here. I'm going to see some of the best players in the nation. So, yeah.
You just took batting practice now. Is there a big difference for you with wooden bats versus metal bats?
I like wood more than metal, honestly. A lot of guys aren't like that, but it's always just been a preference.
And what are your biggest goals on the Cape this season?
Win a championship.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.